Good afternoon, everyone. As Tim Minton said, I am Shanifa Riera, the Chief Customer Officer here at the MTA. I am joined by New York City Transit President Demetrius Critchlow. And we have lots of special guests today, which include a lot of smart, great students. Thank you all for being here, as well as New York City Public School Chief Safety Mark Rappenstein and BMX superstar Nigel Sylvester. We are here today in Long Island City to launch another campaign to fight subway surfing. Just like the first campaign, Ride Inside, Stay Alive, this iteration is a collaboration once again with New York City Public Schools, NYPD, and the Department of Youth and Development. Students from High School of Art and Design, along with our creative team, have really worked to collaborate and come up with a real insightful, bright, vibrant, impacting comic that tells stories with characters whose lives have been affected by subway surfing. We know that riding inside subway cars impact more than the individuals. When a young person loses their lives, which happened 6 times last year alone, the loss reverberates across communities. It affects parents, friends, teachers, classmates, our MTA employees, and EMS workers. Those tragedies are devastating for us all, and they have to stop. I do not want to have to stand here a year from now rolling out another anti-subway surfing campaign just to get the message across to young people. We think it's best for kids to hear from their peers, and that's why this time around, we brought in someone that we think that will resonate to that group, and bringing in Nigel Sylvester, someone that young people look up to, would really get that message across. So we're thrilled to have him on board and really using him as a vehicle to hammer home the message for kids to ride inside subway cars. In the meantime, the MTA continues to push and work with social media companies to take down these viral videos so they don't see the light of day. It is very dangerous behavior, and matter of fact, suicidal. Year to date, we've removed more than 1,800 videos, and we hope that number keeps growing and losing the opportunities for these kids to continue to seek out these thrill rides. Before I turn it over to Demetrius, I really want to thank the exceptional MTA creative team that have not only met my challenge, but exceeded my expectations with the vision for this subway surfing campaign part 2. So real big shout out to Jean Ribeiro and Sean Fields and the rest of the team for getting us here today. And with that, I'll turn it over to Demetrius Critchlow.
Shanifa said it already. The fact that we have to continue being here is a problem. My service is obviously running on time, so I love that. It's one thing that's a reality for us. Life is not a game. This is not a game that we're playing with. There is no reset. There is no do-over. When our children, our youths, play this game, we, they, our families, the community, we lose. People have to understand the risks tied to doing this, standing on top of a train. I could tell you, as a father of 3 children, I can't imagine seeing my child on a train as that train barrels down the track towards across a track up ahead. I can't imagine seeing my child on top of a train as it's headed in that direction. I was a manager here on the 7 line, and I could tell you I've seen firsthand what children are doing on top of these trains. I've seen firsthand the impact to our employees who are operating on a daily basis and who have to be faced with this as well. I've seen in a first-hand basis what happens to the children when they come into contact with a fixed, immovable object. So I'm grateful to be standing with people who feel as passionate about this as I do. Thanks to NYPD for all of their efforts in trying to narrow this problem down and attack it from its roots. And the New York State Public Schools, all of their work, the Department of Youth and Community Development. But I also wanted to give a special thanks to Shanifa and her team. They've done a fantastic job of trying to see how can we connect best with these youths. I also want to give a special thanks to Nigel Sylvester for joining the charge. It's important. Like, we're here for a reason. Ride Inside, Stay Alive had an impact. We know that. We know that it had a connection. So doing more efforts like this to be able to connect with children is what we're going to continue doing until we have success. And with that, I don't know if they can hear me. And with that, I'll turn it over to Nigel Sylvester.
Good afternoon. I'm Nigel Sylvester, professional BMX athlete. I want to thank the MTA, NYC Public Schools, the NYPD, and the Department of Youth and Community Development. I grew up right here in Queens, New York, Laurelton, Queens to be exact. And as a kid, my friends and I, we were curious. So of course we were always looking for adventure. And at times we did things that if our parents found out, they'll bust our you-know-whats. But we explored in search of excitement and thrill because that was the useful thing to do. I channeled that energy into BMX riding, which served as a creative outlet and a canvas of expression. I dedicated myself to BMX with laser focus and resilience. And at the age of 18 years old, I turned pro, which provided me tremendous opportunity. It allowed me to travel the world and live out my imagination. I'm honored to be an ambassador for the Ride Inside and Stay Alive mission, which is focused on positively impacting our youth and hopefully saving lives. Because subway surfing isn't just stupid, it's extremely dangerous and deadly. And to our youth, the risk of subway surfing supersedes the false reward you think you're getting from it. It's not only impacting you, but it also negatively impacts your family, your friends, and your community. I stand here today with these incredible New York City leaders with the shared goal to inspire you all to be the best version of yourselves. This campaign we're launching today will continue to bring awareness to this issue and showcase the unfortunate results of subway surfing. Before I leave here today, we have a preview of some of the messaging that we're going to play citywide. Thank you again. I'm Nigel Sylvester, and may God bless New York City and the youth.
And next,
I'm Nigel Sylvester, professional BMX athlete. Subway surfing is going to get you injured or killed. It's pretty simple. Don't do it. Ride inside and stay alive. Yo, what's good? I'm Nigel Sylvester. Subway surfing kills. Don't find out for yourself. Ride inside and stay alive. There's so many ways to have fun, but subway surfing just isn't one of them. It's dangerous and deadly. I'm Nigel Sylvester. Ride inside and stay alive. BMX is about creativity, skill, and passion. Subway surfing is just whack. Ride inside and stay alive. This is Nigel Sylvester. Peace.
So next we'll have Mark Rappenstand, New York Public Schools Director of Safety.
Good morning. I would have to follow that, right? So I guess I'll start out by saying, you're. Okay, so on behalf of New York City Public Schools, I bring you greetings on behalf of our Chancellor. A very important topic such as this, super important. I'm glad to see so many people out here on behalf of our young people. The one thing that I can say without any level of uncertainty is the MTA got it right. The MTA got it right by identifying someone who is a New York City public school graduate, by the way, in Nigel, who has taken the initiative to find his love, find his passion through the excitement of BMX riding. We want young people to take a page out of your book. We want young people to stay inside of the trains as opposed to on the top of or outside of trains, because there is no positivity that can come from that. We are thankful for all of the partners that are here today, the NYPD, the work that we've done with DYCD, and most of all our partners in the MTA who got this right. Who got it right in choosing our young people to come out and be the respective ambassadors to get the message out regarding staying inside and staying alive on our respective trains. Our young people have taken the initiative in the partnership with the MTA to do public service announcements that you hear on our trains. They have created posters that you see hanging not only on the trains, but throughout our New York City public schools to remind our young people to not ride on the top of or outside of trains. And most of all, through the collaborative work that we've done with the MTA and the NYPD as well as DYCD, is we've created presentations that have been done throughout schools, all through New York City public school system, to the tune of 2,000 plus parents and students being participants in those respective presentations. We are thankful and we're grateful to this amazing partnership. We're thankful for our elected officials who continue to raise the importance of our being a part of getting the message out to young people. And most of all, we're thankful to our young people. We continue to make laws. We continue to make all of these necessary and in some cases unnecessary policies and procedures with for young people, but we don't include young people. Well, this time the MTA got it right. We are grateful and we're thankful for you getting it right by including the very voice of the young people who will connect with the young people who they're messaging to. And in that vein, outside of really thanking you again for all being here today and allowing us to be a part of this initiative, I want to invite one of our amazing young scholars from Stuyvesant High School, who has been a part of and took the initiative herself to say, I want to be a part of, and reached out to an elected official. And as a result of that, she stands here with us today for this most important initiative. Alana?
A few years ago, I was sitting in my Spanish class when my teacher asked us what we had done over the weekend. One by one, students shared typical answers: homework, hanging out with friends, and club activities. But then, one girl said something that made the whole room go silent. She said, "Over the weekend, I attended the funeral of my best friend. He died subway surfing." I remember feeling stunned. I couldn't imagine why anyone would risk their life to ride on top of a subway car. Fast forward to this past winter, when I heard a new subway announcement for the first time. I was grateful and appreciative that the MTA, along with students, were taking important steps to raise awareness about the dangers of subway surfing. It was clear that people cared. But as I listened, I wondered if there was an opportunity to make these announcements even more effective. So I decided to find out. I created a survey and shared it with students across my school. Nearly 100 people responded, and most of them provided valuable feedback, like making the announcements more student-focused and including specific statistics. With this feedback, I reached out to City Council member Brooks Powers, Chair on Transportation. Her team connected me with Mr. Dantzler and Ms. Cabrera, who were incredibly supportive in taking my suggestions and student perspective into account. Together, we collaborated on drafting new announcements that are more personal, clear, and designed to truly resonate with kids who might be tempted to take dangerous risks. Eventually, I was honored to record these announcements at the MTA headquarters alongside the incredible students standing here today. So thank you to Dahlia, Omer, Camila, Sharoz, and Zainab. These new announcements are more than just messages. They are carefully crafted to connect with young people in a way that could truly influence their decisions and help prevent tragic accidents. I believe they have the power to save lives by speaking directly to the people who need to hear them the most. I'm proud that these revisions reflect real student perspectives. It means a lot to know that what we say in these announcements could actually reach someone at the right moment and maybe even change the outcome. So without further ado, here are the new announcements. Thank you.
Great job.
Hi, I'm Ahana and I'm a New York City student. The rush from subway surfing is fleeting. The consequences are real. 6 people died subway surfing last year. And for what? Ride inside, stay alive.
Hi, I'm Dahlia, and I'm a New York City student. People who survive brutal subway surfing accidents all say the same thing. It's not worth it. Ride inside, stay alive. Me llamo Dahlia y soy un estudiante en Nueva York. Personas que sobreviven a accidentes brutales a pasar de surfear afuera del tren siempre dicen la misma cosa. No vale la pena. Mantente sano y a salvo.
Hi, I'm Omer. I'm a New York City student. If you subway surf, you're not just risking your life. You're putting your loved ones through the worst pain imaginable. Ride inside, stay alive. For them.
I'm Shiroz. I'm a New York City student. Subway surfing kills. It destroys lives and families. It's never worth it. Ride inside, stay alive.
I'm Zainab and I'm a New York City student. Subway surfing kills. It destroys lives and families. It's never worth it. Ride inside, stay alive. I'm Zainab and I'm a New York City student. Last year, 6 people who decided to subway surf never made it back home. They left behind heartbroken friends and loved ones. Is that worth the risk? Ride inside, stay alive.
I'm Camila and I'm a New York City student. 6 people died subway surfing last year. That's 6 families heartbroken by the loss of a loved one. Don't put your family through that pain. Ride inside, stay alive. Soy Camila y soy una estudiante de Nueva York. Personas que sobreviven las tragedias de sufriendo afuera del tren siempre dicen la misma cosa. No vale la pena. Mantente sano y a salvo.
Thank you, guys.
Take some questions now on topic from the press. We got a lot of people here. Let's start Gabby Acevedo right here from NBC4 on topic. Go ahead. Hang on, they can't hear you.
How important is it for Nigel? Important is to include students in this participation. I know you've done campaigns in the past, but it seems
So, I mean, to answer your question, the first campaign, we had students part of it with Principal Max, who's actually here, and a group of other students who also recorded similar message. But as we just heard, you know, these messages are different. I mean, they're student-led. You know, they were curated by the students of what they thought that their peers would, the message that they would receive and would resonate with them, and really cuts to the heart of the message of what we're trying to accomplish. If you subway surf, you will possibly die, and it will impact not only you physically, but also your families.
in Spanish, if somebody or one of the students could speak briefly, I can also speak to you on the side, but just a word, I would appreciate it.
Just about why this is important to you.
Just wait for.
Pues esto es muy importante para pues mí y mi grupo porque pues cada día los niños se andan muriendo por esta tendencia y pues con nuestra colaboración con el MTA pues, estamos tratando de ayudar a los estudiantes a para reconocer la importancia de esta tendencia que es muy peligrosa y pues te puede costar tu vida.
All right, we're moving on to Elijah Westbrook right there. CBS 2, we're on topic, yeah? Go.
No.
All right, we'll get this mic.
Still not working.
Itself. Can you talk about that? Is that something that's being tested? It seems like it's on the R188 subway cars.
Sure. So we're trying a number of different things to try to reach, to stop this from happening. And that's one of the pilots that we're running. It is a circular rubber tubing that essentially would, in theory, prevent a person from being able to climb to the top of the train. It has to be piloted because our equipment is very, very specific. The tunnels are very tight. The headway, the top of the train is extremely tight, and so we want to make sure that a piece of equipment like that can exist in our system. It's not going to break down and cause harm to service or to our customers. So we want to just pilot it to make sure. But we're trying a number of different things just to see if we can reach this children as part of this epidemic.
Are the results promising so far? Are the results promising so far, based off what you're seeing from this new form of technology?
So far the equipment seems to be holding up. It's being operated on two pieces of two cars right now, in between two cars, and so far it seems to be holding up.
Nigel Sylvester, this question's for you. It's obvious you're from your videos that you are a very, very talented athletic person and are able to do superhuman things moving through the streets of New York City without getting hurt, daring and dangerous things. Why are you the right spokesperson to talk to these kids about not doing dangerous, daring stunts to get popular or rich or have a career?
I believe I'm the perfect person to speak to the kids in New York City. I'm a trained professional, and I believe I can relate to these kids, and these kids can relate to me, and we can have a meaningful dialogue, and hopefully come with creative ways and offer creative solutions for these kids to spend their time doing something else versus subway surfing. Thank you.
I do. Hey, everybody. So I guess I kind of want to zoom out a little bit from Elijah's question. There have been a number of different strategies that have been rolled out over the past several years to try to combat subway surfing, from the cops speaking to families of kids that they find subway surfing, to making changes to the trains or putting open gangway trains in service on certain lines, and 2 iterations of this announcement program. What are you learning? What strategically are you focused on? What have you learned is your target? How are you trying to reach these kids? What has the past couple of years taught you?
I mean, the past couple years have taught us to be more inclusive. I think, initially it was a small handful of people who, we understood the dire need and the real crisis that was in front of us. Since then, we have sort of expanded the number of people that are under the tent. I mean, the core is we are all adults, we are all professionals, and we're talking about young people talking to young people, or how to break through to young people. And there is nothing more important than the collaboration with having someone like Nigel Sylvester, who, again, being a New Yorker, who's a professional, who's a thrill seeker, and giving, sort of expressing and letting New Yorkers know that there are other options. If you want to seek thrills, you can do it professionally and make tons of money. But then the collaboration with the students, again, what is the right messaging or the right strategy to keep it top of mind to the children? And Evan, we have not figured that out, and we are committed to continue to do that, because as we know, while subway surfing is happening, less as far as this year, it is still happening, and one is far too many, and we will stay with it.
All right, Samantha Lehman from New York One, last on topic questions.
Okay. Is this campaign going to be posted also on social media where all these teens have their faces, buried in, basically?
Yeah, so the goal is to have we're going to use all 10,000 of our screens. When you look at the campaign, it is a comic book feature, and we have lots of storyline. I believe about 43 storylines that will allow us to extend the campaign or the iteration of the story throughout the course of the year. So there is in station as well as on buses, as Kevin and Mark said, from New York City Public Schools, and working with Chantel Cabrero, really making sure that we have the target audience inside of the schools. And then, and we're also too thinking outside of the box. We're using, Nigel's likeness on billboards in any place where kids congregate and going to those watering holes to sort of showcase this campaign.
All right, that is it for on-topic discussion. We got a couple of off-topics for the MTA folks. So to everybody else, thank you so much for coming. Really appreciate this. Great start to the campaign. Thanks, everybody. Hey, and just so that the press is aware and everybody else, once we get through a couple of off-topic questions, we're going to go downstairs because I believe this campaign is already up on the screens. You'll be able to see that. All right, off-topic questions. Who's got it? Anybody?
No, perfect.
Sam Liebman with an off-topic. Go ahead, Sam.
Got to stand in the sun here. Okay. This Omni situation, the glitches that are going on, what is going on with that? I know you've said that people aren't going to be charged, but what's the status of fixing this? and the second question is, it seems that lately we've seen a lot of assaults.
Hang on. That's a totally different question.
Yeah, all right.
Let's do them one at a time.
Okay.
Omni.
So to address the Omni question, as you know, we have been experiencing a couple of bugs in the system lately, leading our customers to believe that they are being overcharged. That is not the case, and we are working, with the vendor, but also from an MTA's perspective, as we are really diligently preparing for the retirement of the Metro card, making sure that when it comes to Omni and the digital customer experience, customers have what they need. Really improving our chatbot features, our call centers, our phone prompts. So when there are questions or concerns, or people want to know their travel history, are they being overcharged, making sure that the team and everyone at the MTA have that information readily available so customers can understand that they are not being overcharged.
All right, we had one other off-topic question. Yep.
So, subway assaults have steadily creeped up through the year. Recently, we've seen assaults on MTA employees also seem to tick up. And you've got this overnight patrols possibly ending at the end of the month. What is the strategy now? I understand a portion of that is police officers getting assaulted, but what is the plan to deal with this, and what do you account for the increase?
So, as a person that personally, I take this personally. One employee getting assaulted is one too many. These individuals are just coming to work, trying to do their job, and they should be able to go home. They should do their job and go home in the same manner that they came in. It is a cowardly act to attack one of our employees. What are we going to do about it? The reality is, we are working with the NYPD and giving them as much information as they can to be able to catch these people. We have cameras in all of our cars. Every single subway car has a camera in it. We have cameras in all of our stations. So if you want to attack one of our employees, we will ensure that we give every piece of information necessary to make sure that you're caught for doing it. These employees don't deserve to be treated in this manner. They should be able to go home in the same manner that they came into work.
All right, anything else? Kevin, we'll close it out with you. Go ahead. Ray?
I don't need a mic.
We are expecting to retire the Metro card at the end of the year, this year.
All right, thanks everybody. Thank you so much. Thanks to all those train crews. He's got a GPS. Whenever the president of transit is in the neighborhood, the train crews have to blow the whistle. It's a crazy, crazy thing for this, but it's amazing. Thanks everybody.